even in terms of the way your pedigree went with your high school legendary career, and we were talking about families and how that kind of shapes a person. Rampage had a unique upbringing, which helped him become one of the best world champions the world ever seen, a very accomplished entrepreneur in person. Same with yourself. Growing up, family of 12, you would have to go to the park and play games for money and food, and then become one of the greatest basketball players the world's ever seen. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, I like over time how they give me extra family members too. You know? But actually, it was 11. I had a brother who passed, but it was 11 of us. But you know, when you grow up and your mom takes care of all the kids by herself, you know, somebody have to step up in the family. You know this to become the man of the house or help your younger brothers and sisters. And I was able to do that because I had to take that role. And I left home when I was 16, and that's when I got discovered in North Carolina the next day. But it gave me the chance to prove to myself that I can do something and be successful at it. Because I put a lot of time and effort and belief, but you always had those doubters, and I'm sure you had them doubters like, oh man, it ain't gonna be nothing. But I use it as fuel to prove them wrong. And I've helped my family for man, even up to this day, that because it was important to me because my father wasn't in our life. So to have my mom raise all those kids, it was time for her to rest, and it was my turn. Because she gave up her adult life to make sure that we had. So it made me stronger as a person, but also made me more driven to make sure that she didn't have to work that hard anymore. And that's for me, the best thing I've ever done in anything I've ever done.
It's pretty incredible to have that mindset too, to have no ego at the level of saying, hey, it's my turn to kind of step up for a family.
Yeah.
I know Rampage inspires a lot of fighters, similar concept, taking care of everybody, taking care of his family. We see it here day in, day out. So we get to see that from these top level athletes, and it's an inspiring story for the people who watch this.
And people, and I know you know this, and you talk to people about this. It's like, this is not a job, what we do. It's a love for what we do.
Yeah.
When you have that, it makes it a little easier because we already know what we want to do. We try to perfect, our skills in our respective sports. And so it's a love. I never looked at it as a job. I think the biggest job is, dealing with family and making sure they had a quality of life. But what we do, this is what we enjoy. This gives us the opportunity to make it easy, not just on ourselves, but on them.
Yeah.
So
I loved it. I didn't start hating the training until I got older and got injuries.
Yeah, of course.
But I still love the fights, but the training, once the injuries started piling up.
You trying to find ways of, man, maybe I do something today, but tomorrow I'm going to take this mark off. Maybe I'll miss this game, But I love to play. Yeah. So I rarely ever miss games, but there's times where you need to take time for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to recover, because the body is not a machine. You got to have that recovery time where you can compete even better the next time you go out. So, but you know when you have to do that.
Yeah. You talk about, I might take this game off. That's an interesting topic because we see a lot of talk right now on the internet about load management. And when me and Rampage talk about MMA, and I love correlating the two sports because it's so cool to sit at a table with two world champions and, two people that are the best at what they did. But one thing is the game different now that load management is such a prominent figure?
Load management is an interesting statement. I think it's ridiculous.
Really?
Look, we are paid to provide a service. That's just the way it is. We signed up for this. If you look at, barring any injuries in my career, I never missed more than 4 or 5 games in a season.
Wow. I
love to play the game. I'd have played the game for nothing. That's how much I loved it. To, come up and invent all these different ways to not play, it's crazy to me. Because the fans, they come to see us. They revere us. They love us. And I think we have to give that same respect back. And so when you take off 25, 30 games a year, I'm like, wow.
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games, And so I've never done that. through my whole career. I never done that.